Very good morning, dear students. So today we are going to discuss the next topic mentioned in your syllabus, that is hydrogen bond and properties of water. The previous class we have discussed chemical bond and weak interactions present in biological molecules. So hydrogen bond is one of the weak interaction that is formed between the hydrogen and the electron negative oxygen or nitrogen or fluorine. Okay, that is known as hydrogen bonding. So today we are going to discuss the properties of water. So in terms of biology, you know that water has got a very important role, and this is known as the mother liquid of all form of life. Okay, water, you can see, mother liquid of all forms of life, which are universal solvent. Okay, water is the universal solvent, and water will be dissociate as the ionization of water is H++ OH-. There is a proton and a hydroxyl ion. Okay, and this water is very much essential for all the processes in the cell. Okay, so for example, the functioning of cellular components we have discussed: protein, nucleic acid, lipids. Okay, and some protein called enzymes. Okay, all those compounds will function in the presence of what? Presence of the fluid. The main fluid in the body is water, and also it is required for the biochemical reaction. Various biochemical reactions, so many reactions are a water based reaction, that is condensation process. Okay, either removal of water will takes place or addition of water will takes place. Okay, and the transporting of substances across the membranes. Okay, transportation of substance across the membrane, maintaining the temperature of the body. Okay, the temperature in our body, and water favors the dissolving the waste product. Okay, and it also helps to excrete and produce the digestive fluids. Okay, and this is the only substance in the world, water is the only component in the world that can exist in the form of all the three fundamental forms, that is solid, water can exist in the form of ice, and liquid, the liquid water, and in the form of gas. Okay, you can see that water can exist in the form of a gas also, water vapors. Okay, and here the oxygen, the structure you can see, oxygen is the central metal atom, and there are two hydrogen bond is formed. Okay, this is the structure of water. We will discuss again. And water distribution in a common adult human. Okay, so there will be, in the case of both intracellular and extracellular fluids will be present. Okay, in intracellular fluid, the total body water content is approximately 30 liters. Okay, 30 liters. And in the case of extracellular fluid, you can see that plasma approximately 3 liters, intestinal fluid, that is and lymph, that is 8.5 liter, and transcellular fluid, that is 1 liter. Total there will be 12.3, 12.2, 12.5 liter. Then it maintains the balance of the water, because without a water content the body cannot function properly. All our metabolic process, yesterday in the first class we have discussed, the proteins are already present in the water content actually. The hydrophobicity and hydrophilicity, okay, the hydrophobic interaction, all such kind of things are based on water. And so water maintains the body balance. Okay, the metabolic water is made available through the oxidation of food in the body. Okay, the food oxidation is the main process where the water is available in the body. Then the daily intake of water and output from our human body. Okay, so the intake is in a temperate climate 1.5 liter, and in food it is 1 liter, and oxidation of food it is 0.3 liter, total 2.8 liter in the case of temperate condition. But in the case of tropic condition, 2.5 liter as a fluid, the 1.2 liter that is from the food, okay, and 0.3 liter that is oxidation of food. There will be the amount of 3.3 to 7.3. So that means to say the intake of water in the case of tropical climate or tropic condition, that will be high than the temperate climate. Okay, this is the intake, how much water it is coming to the body. And what about the water losing from our body? Okay, so that also there is a statistics. Okay, both in the temperate climate and the tropic climate. Okay, so majority of the water will be losing in the form of urine. Okay, approximately 1.5 liter of water it is losing in a temperate climate. At the same time, 1 to 1.5 it is losing in a tropical climate. And in the form of fecal material, somehow the water is released in the form of fecal material, but that is very less from all the sources, only 0.1 liter. Okay, here it is in the case of temperate climate 0.1 to 0.2 liter in the form of in the tropical climate. Okay, then evaporation through skin. Okay, so whenever you do the activity sweating, you know, very common procedure. Okay, so that is through skin, that will be 0.8 liter it is going to be lost every day, and 1.8 to 5.2. Okay, this is the very high amount in the case of a tropical climate. Okay, tropical climate, the major water is evaporated by skin, and evaporation through lungs, okay, through respiration 0.4 in the case of temperate climate, that is same in the case of tropic climate also. So if you look the temperate climate, you will be having 2.8 liter, and but in the case of tropical climate 3.3 to 7.3. So what you can see, how much total amount of water it is intake, same quantity of the water is lost from the body. Okay, so this is balanced process. Okay, so here also in the tropical climate you can see 3.3 to 7.3 is the intake, and the same amount is the output or a loss. Okay, so you can see there is an equilibrium. So water is intake and output is the almost the same. And what are the physical properties of water? The physical properties, the main physical properties of water are the melting point, boiling point, heat of vaporization, and heat capacity, the heat of fusion, surface tension, and dielectric constant. So in your physics you might have studied all those things. So these are the physical properties of water. And the water has got a melting point 0. Okay, the melting point of water is 0. Boiling point, you know, that is 100, because 100 degree if you heat, water will be boiled. Then the heat of vaporization, the vaporization heat is 540 calorie per gram, and the heat capacity is very high. Water can hold a heat capacity calorie per gram is approximately 1000. Okay, and the heat fusion, okay, the heat of fusion is 79.7 kilocalorie per gram. The surface tension is very important, 72.8. Okay, the dielectric constant of water is approximately 80 is the value. So these are the physical properties of water. This is very important. Some statistics you should study. Then the other properties of water, the major properties are expansion on freezing. When it is undergoing freezing, water will expand, and it has a unique high surface tension. We have already discussed, that is 72.8. Then it has a very high heat capacity. Okay, we have discussed the heat capacity is very high. It is very high, approximately 1000. and it is a high solvent power. Okay, it can act as the universal solvent and is an excellent solvent. Then here we can tabulate all this process in the form of a table. Okay, here you can see in the one side you can see the property and what is the chemistry and what is the ultimate outcome. So property is universal solvent, that is the chemistry, that is due to the polarity, and which facilitate, what is the ultimate outcome of this universal solvent, which facilitate all the chemical reactions, and the properties which can adhere, okay, and which is cohesive, that is due to the polarity and hydrogen bonding, and most of the physical properties of water is due to the hydrogen bonding. Okay, so because of this particular property they can act as the transport medium. Water is an excellent transport medium due to the property of adheres and the cohesive nature, and water can resist the change in temperature. Okay, water can resist the change in temperature. The reason for that, the chemistry is hydrogen bonding, and it helps to keep the body temperature constant. In our body temperature, you know that is 37 degrees centigrade. Okay, that is constant, and it helps to, there is a variation. If the temperature is increased, then we will realize that there will be some temperature variation that will lead to certain fever, the condition, okay, or some kind of infection. Then water can resist change of state. Okay, that I told you, water is the only substance that exists in the form of liquid and in the form of ice and the form of steam. Okay, that is also due to the hydrogen bonding. Okay, and that moderate the earth's temperature, the temperature of the earth from the water system, and then the ice, then the steam. Okay, so that maintains the temperature of the earth. Then water is less dense as ice and than the liquid water. Okay, which is less dense because that can form as ice than the liquid water. That again, the hydrogen bonding property, the variation that is happening in the hydrogen bonding, that is the ultimate reason, and the result due to this particular property, because ice, due to the less dense property than the liquid water, they can float over the water. So these are the properties of water. And then comes the most important structure of water. So here you can see we have discussed the water has got a central oxygen atom. Okay, this is one water molecule. Okay, and hydrogen, and as you all know, hydrogen has got a partial positive charge, and oxygen is far more electronegative and partial negative, just flow of electron in this particular direction. And this is one water molecule, and this is another water molecule, another water molecule, another water molecule, and within the water molecule, okay, there is hydrogen bonding. This is hydrogen bonding, and between the water molecule, there also they can form hydrogen bonding. Here you can see the hydrogen of one water molecule can interact with the oxygen of the next water molecule. So there is a partial positive charge and partial negative charge. And similarly, you can see throughout the water structure. So this is another important property. And you can see actually the water has got a bond angle is 104.45 degrees centigrade. 104 degrees centigrade. Actually, it should be 109. But there is a shrinking of the bond angle. We will discuss what is the reason for shrinking of the bond angle from 109 to 104. And the bond length, okay, hydrogen bond has got a length of 95.84 pm. Okay, 94.84 pm. Okay, we can represent this particular distance in the form of angstrom or nanometer also. So this is the structure. And in more detail, the structure we can discuss in terms of the hybridization process of the water. Okay, so here you can see, because the water, it has got a central oxygen atom and a hydrogen atom, and here another hydrogen atom. So as you all know, oxygen is the central metal atom that has got the valency 6. Okay, so here it is 2 electron. Here it is 2 electron, here it is 1 electron, and another here it is 1 electron. So this 1 electron will paired with one electron with the hydrogen, there will be the formation of a hydrogen bond. Okay, so there is a OH bond, the one bond is produced, and here there is another vacant electron. It requires one more electron to pair a bond. Hydrogen has got one electron, okay, and this is negative and this is positive. Okay, there is an attraction, there is a shared pair of electron, and there is a bond formation happen. This is hydrogen bond. Okay, but the thing is this interesting. These two are two electrons, and this one 2 electron and this one 2 electron. 2 electron has formed a bond. Out of 6, 4 is remaining now, and these 4 remains as 2 lone pairs. Okay, this is one lone pair and this is another lone pair, and then this water, you can see actually it should be, the hybridization is interesting. You can see if you write the hybridization, that is 1s and 2s. Okay, 2s and 2p. 2p, you know that x, y and z. Okay, this is the valence is filled. Okay, 2, and here x has got 1, y has got 1, and z has got 1. Okay, and you can see that here again. Okay, this is filled. Okay, and this is filled. So this is partial and this is partial. Okay, so what I can tell you is 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals are required to produce the structural skeleton. So 1 s orbital and 3 p orbital, they are forming the structure and making a regular tetrahedron and directed to the corners of all the from the centers, making an angle of 109 degree 5 minute. Okay, 109 degree 5 minute. So here this thing is 109.5. This is 109.5. This should be 109.5. This should be done 109.5, and that is the regular sp3 hybridization. Okay, so that is sp3 hybridization. 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals x, y and z, and they are forming a regular tetrahedron directed to all the corners, and which are making an angle of 109 degree 109.5 degree centigrade. Okay, thus it is sp3 hybridization. But the reality, as I said, the bond angle is 104 degree, 104.45 degree. This is very interesting. Why it is 104.45 degree or 104.5 degree? I have adjusted here. Okay, see, the reason is, now this is 109, this is 109, this is 109, and this is 109. These two are lone pairs. Okay, this one and this one are lone pairs. So what will happen? Lone pairs, this is negative charge and this is negative charge. So once they come closer, these two negative charge, since they are close to each other, similar charge will repel each other. So what will happen? This negative charge will move towards this direction, and this negative charge will move towards this direction. This will move towards this direction, and this will move towards this direction. So this will move towards this direction, this will move towards this direction. So what will happen? Due to this one, they will pull this particular hydrogen bonds to come and closer. This will pull here, this will pull here. Okay, so from that is why from 109 degree, due to this interaction, this will repel each other, so they will try to be far away. Okay, so what will happen? This will move towards this direction, this will move towards this direction. So what will happen? Due to that particular result, this hydrogen and this hydrogen, they will come closer. Okay, actually they will come closer due to the presence of lone pair. Okay, so what will happen? That is why presence of lone pair and the repulsion between the lone pair, they will pull this hydrogen and they will be shrink the bond from 109.5 degree to 104.5 degree, approximately 5 degree, that is reduced. Okay, so that is a beautiful things. Okay, so that is the relationship. So hybridization is a process, that sp3 hybridization, water molecule is a typical example. This is very, very interesting. So I hope you understood that why the bond angle of water, it is shifted from 109.5 to 104.5. Okay, then the hydrogen bonding, that is the topic they have mentioned, hydrogen bonding and water molecule. There are two types of hydrogen bonding: intermolecular hydrogen bonding and intramolecular hydrogen bonding. That is very, very interesting. Okay, so here you can see this is oxygen, this is hydrogen. I told you oxygen has got a partial negative charge, hydrogen has got a partial negative charge. This partial negative charge of this oxygen will be interact with the partial positive charge of this one, and there will be a flow of electron, and that will be resulted in the form of a bond. Okay, this is hydrogen bond. Okay, so that is known as a intramolecular hydrogen bonding. This is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Then this is one water molecule. Then think about another water molecule. This is oxygen, another oxygen, this is oxygen, this hydrogen, and this hydrogen. This has got a partial positive charge, this has got a partial positive charge, and this has got a partial negative charge. So there will be a formation of a intramolecular hydrogen bond will be there. At the same time, when these two water molecule comes closer, so what you can see, this hydrogen bond is having a partial positive charge that is projected outwards, and this oxygen, this water has got a partial negative charge. Then this partial negative charge will be having an interaction with the partial positive charge of hydrogen from another water molecule. The oxygen of one water molecule will be having a partial negative charge that has got an interaction with the hydrogen of the next water molecule that has got a partial positive charge. So positive and negative interact each other, thus there is a formation of a hydrogen bond will takes place. That is known as a intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, inter means within. Okay, intra means within. Okay, inter means between. So the same thing. Okay, this is intramolecular polar covalent bonding. This is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Why? I told you why it is happening. They are having the lone pair, this high amount of negative charge. Okay, that negative charge will be giving then partial negative charge, and that will be attracted to this hydrogen from another water molecule. Okay, so that is why water molecule held together to form a strong interaction. Okay, that is known as a intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, this is very interesting. Then another important property, water can act as a weak acid and weak base. We will discuss what do you mean by an acid. Okay, acid is any substance that can donate a proton. Okay, so acid is the any substance that can donate a proton. So what do you mean by base? Base is the any substance they can accept a proton. Okay, so water can act as both the forms actually. Okay, so hydrogen bonds are, they can form both weak acid and weak base. And the hydrogen bond, this bond is very weaker than the covalent bond. And the formation of hydrogen bond, the bond energy is approximately 20 kilojoule per mole. But in the case of covalent bond, the oxygen hydrogen covalent bond, that is approximately 460 kilocalorie per mole. The covalent bond of hydrogen and oxygen, that has got a 460 degree centigrade. Okay, so that is the thing. So what will happen? This bond has got the value of only 20 kilojoule per mole, that is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. That is very weak interaction, that is not stable. But this is intramolecular hydrogen bonding, OH bond, strong OH bond, covalent bond, that will be giving you 460 kilocalorie per mole. And why water can act as the weak acid? So here you can see, this is the oxygen. Oxygen has got a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is lone pair. This is lone pair, and they are having a valency, the fifth one and the sixth one. Okay, and this hydrogen will be sharing with one electron and they form a bond. This hydrogen will be sharing and they forms a electron and they form a bond. And water molecule can dissociate as H++ and OH minus. Okay, so what is this? This OH minus is, you can see, OH minus. Okay, this is highly negative charge and they can accept a proton. Okay, they can accept a proton, that is known as a hydroxide ion or hydroxyl ion. This is known as hydroxide ion or hydroxyl ion. Thus it is act as a weak acid. Okay, so here there is a proton. Here you can see a proton. Okay, and this water molecule, this is H, and imagine this proton going and binding to another water molecule. Okay, so what will happen? Because the presence of this lone pair, the hydrogen can go and bind with another oxygen of water and they can form H3O. Here it is H2O, H3O. Okay, that means to say they can accept a proton. Okay, water can accept a proton. That is, thus it is known as a hydronium ion. Okay, hydronium ion is due to the water, that is H2O can accept one more H plus and they can form a hydronium ion. Thus it is a weak base. Okay, why it is a weak acid? Water can dissociate as H++ OH minus, and this OH minus can accept an H plus, that can accept an H plus. Okay, and the water can release an H plus, thus and produce an OH minus ion. That is the weak acid. Okay, they can release a proton. Any substance that releases a proton is known as acid. Any substance that accept an OH group, that is known as accept a hydrogen, is known as a base. Okay, so that is why water is a weak acid and weak base. That is weak actually. Okay, that is what, that is the speciality of water. That's very interesting concept. So today's class, we are going to conclude today's class. We have discussed why water is a universal solvent, what are the salient features of water, how water is distributed in a healthy adult, and what is the daily intake of our water, okay, daily requirement, and what are the physical properties of the water, especially the common properties of the water, and we have discussed what is the structure of water, okay, and we have discussed what is the hybridization of water, okay, sp3 hybridization, especially the water has a bond angle of 109 degree, and why actual bond angle is shrinking of bond angle will takes place from 109 to 104 degrees centigrade. Actual bond angle is 104, but according to the principle it should be 109, but actually it is 104. Why there is a shrinking of bond angle will takes place, we have discussed. And the hydrogen bonding, there are two types, intermolecular hydrogen bonding and intramolecular hydrogen bonding. What is intermolecular? Okay, intermolecular is nothing but hydrogen bonding between two water molecules. What is intramolecular? Hydrogen bonds within the water molecule, the OH bonds. Okay, then we have discussed why water can act as a weak acid and a weak base. How water can accept as a weak acid and a weak base? Because water can release a proton, thus it is an acid. Okay, then water can accept a proton, thus it is a base. Okay, when water acts as an acid, hydroxyl ions will be formed. Okay, when water acts as a base, hydronium ions will be formed. So these are the main textbook. As I said, Leninger Principles of Biochemistry is a major book. Okay, and all other textbook we have discussed. These are the additional reference book you can refer. Okay, and this is the beautiful structure of water. You can see the center oxygen and the 2 hydrogen. Okay, and they can produce all the form: ice, liquid, and steam. Okay. Thank you very much for watching the class. Have a great time. I hope you understood. Okay. Thank you very much.